righty, here we go. Happy Monday. It is going to be an awesome day here. I hope it is where you're at too. And let's see who we got joining us today. We have Big D's in the house. It's 78. Going to be 78, 71 now. That's not too bad. I would like to have some of that kind of weather. Larry Galt's in the house. Yeah, Larry says, I want to be where Big D is, 78 in August. Yeah, I agree. Let's see here. Mark Lindsay, CNC. Morning, y'all. 63. High at 94. Woo-wee. All righty. Good to see you, Mark. Troy Pritchard's in the house. Drop by to give a thumbs up. Appreciate it, Troy. Hope you're doing well, sir. Paul Stewart's in the house. He says, good morning, everyone. Beautiful day today. Tomorrow, nothing but rain and high winds. Enjoying it while I can. Yeah, I guess that, well, let's see. I think it's a tropical storm again now. That Iasis or whatever. Who the heck named that thing? I mean, why didn't they name it something simple? Even some of the meteorologists are having trouble pronouncing that. So, you got to do better naming folks. I'm just saying. That's a little crazy. Let's see here. Steven Toronto's here this morning. How are you, sir? JJ Woodshop. Earl Walker is here. 63 going to 79. Charles Lawrence. How you doing, Charles? Good to see you. Wilson Rubottom. Good morning. Gary Hammett. Good morning, sir. Kevin Ells, good morning to you. My buddy Jim Senecola is over there in Collegeville, PA. Must be visiting folks over there. Mike Reynolds in the house. How you doing, Mike? Javi Unsueta is on the Facebooks. Bill Hoffman, how you doing, sir? Let's see. Hitch Hamilton's here. Good morning from Southwest Florida. Bart Pixel, top of the morning to you. There's Janet. Good morning, rich old Uncle Dave. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked, man. I'm going to be rich. You see my post? I already give the guy all my bank account information, so I'm expecting that deposit to hit any minute now. And I'm going to share it all with y'all too, so you should be excited. Marty Hempsel's here this morning. How you doing, Marty? Wild Bill Larison from the Pea Patch, I assume. Bob Sims. Hey, Bob, where you been, man? We missed you. You haven't been hanging around. Here's my roving reporter, Doug Sisk. I'm going to see if I can, let me go ahead and send him the thing here. I'm going to see if we can get some live reporting from my buddy Doug Sisk this morning. Here you are, Doug. Sent by Facebook Messenger. See if we can get a live report from the Sisk barn this morning. The farm report, I guess, is what it would be. Darren Bird's in the house. How you doing, Darren? Good to see you. George H. Rothfuss. How you doing, George? Good to see you. Mary Mallory from Old Stomping Grounds. How you doing, Mary? Good to see you. Let's see. Bob Sims says, on this day in 1492, Christopher Columbus set sail on his first voyage with 3 ships, Santa Maria, Pinta, and Nina. All righty. For the Indies. Yeah. All right. Michael Bell's here this morning. Larry Gaunt says 9 million shared 12 ways. Yeah, I don't know how much that is, but it's pretty exciting, isn't it, Larry? Yeah, I bet it is. Let's see here. Steven says, many families renting U-Hauls now, moving kids back to campus. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed they got some schools starting around here in Atlanta, and I think most of them are going to be online stuff. They're not letting them go back in there. Okay, yeah, Bob, I got an email. I'll check that out here in just a minute here. Let's see. There's Marty Hempsel. Waiting for COVID test. I relaxed and took my mask off. There you go. Take a deep breath. Fresh air. That's what you need. Dave Clemens in the house. Hey, there's Carrie and Rick Van Every. How you doing, Carrie? Good to see you. All right. Well, while we're waiting for my roving reporter, Doug Sis, to make an appearance, I sent him the link via Facebook Messenger, so I assume he will be joining us momentarily. I tell you what, if you're coming through Atlanta, well, first of all, don't. But if you are coming through Atlanta, be really careful, because they now have a policy. They've announced this on the news and stuff, that the Atlanta Police Department, if you're in a car wreck and there are no injuries, the Atlanta Police Department, they're not going to respond. You call them up, they're going to say, is anybody hurt? No, it's just a fender bender. Nah, we're not coming. So you now have to get out and do their job, which would be take pictures and get, the license. And I don't know how that's going to work. I see nothing but trouble coming out of that deal. Because who's going to determine who's at fault and whose insurance is going to pay? I can see a great big old cluster, and I'm glad I don't live in Atlanta. So happy I don't live in Atlanta. But yeah, I just don't see how anything good can come out of that. But I don't know. I guess if you're in one, you just have to fake it and say, yeah, I'm hurt, and then they might show up. But I don't know. Not too crazy about that. Yeah. Hey, here's my roving reporter. We are, looky here, live from the Sisk barn. Good morning.
Sorry about the sign in the back.
That's all right. Good morning. How are you, Doug?
Doing well, Dave. How are you?
If I was any better, I couldn't stand it. I'm telling you.
You'd be me.
You heard about my good fortune with the Libya thing?
You know what I did? I ordered about 10 more cows, figuring I'd be a part of that because you were going to share it with me.
Yeah.
So I'm having them shipped in next week, figuring your money will come right in.
Great. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to share with you because you're my buddy. And not only that, I've already given them all my bank account information. So I expect that deposit to hit any minute now.
Yeah, that's excellent. I can't be happier for you.
Yeah, thank you. We're really excited around here.
I bet.
All right, so tell us what's going on at the Sisk farm.
Well, show season is ended because we're not going to have much of a state fair. So everybody's kind of been put out to pasture, as they say. And we just finished breeding season. So the ladies are all settled in, and we're going to wait then till spring and expect some calves in the spring come March or April. And we're just all glitter here, waiting for the new calves. But of course, every day there's more work to do. So we're taking care of the old ladies and the babies.
Yeah. Now, how does that work exactly with these cows? I mean, is there like, a dinner and a movie involved, or how does that work?
Yeah. Now we're in a modern technology here. There are a lot of people who don't agree with it, but it works out great for us. We love it. We use the latest thing in technology. We synchronize estrus, which means we can bring all the cows into heat within 2 or 3 days of each other. And then we artificially inseminate. We actually buy semen from bulls from all over the world, and we try to collect at prime times when we need to breed. But we have a liquid nitrogen tank where we can store straws and wait for the proper day, and then we bring them out and use them on the day. And then we also do what they call embryo transfer, where if we have a really good cow and we find a really good niche with a certain bull, we do what's called flush her. It sounds terrible, but it's very harmless, very painless. But we take all the fertilized embryos and freeze them, and then we can bring a cow into estrus and actually implant that embryo, and we could actually have 5 or 6 calves born in the spring that are identical genetic makeup. They won't look identical because of the way things line up, but they will be identical genetic makeup, and the odds of getting a really good calf are a lot better. And then we now, because we've stepped into another new age, we can actually sex select. So I can have all males or all females, however we choose to do the embryos.
Wow, that's fascinating. That stuff has come a long way. I can remember way back, when I was, I guess, a teenager, and I was working on a farm baling hay, and we were, I don't know, taking a lunch break or something, and I'll never forget my first experience seeing a cow with, I guess it was I don't know who it was, the vet or the guy that's gonna do uh, the dirty work with the cow, and he had this glove like up to here. And I remember walking by, seeing that long glove, and I'm like, I wonder what he's going to do with that. And about that time, he's like, and I thought, oh, that's what he's going to do with that thing. So, and it's
Yeah,
disappeared in that cow.
it's a long way to that uterine horn, so you gotta have a pretty long arm to reach in there. It's not a job for just anybody.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, he
Do
goes
you
in there.
do you do that, or does somebody else do that? Do you have somebody?
We have a series of guys around here. We're all trained in it, but the timing has to be perfect. So in order for it to stick, most AI is like 50 to 60% effective the first time. We got ours up around 80% by, I keep swatting flies, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm in a barn, remember?
yeah.
But we, if we're not going to be here at exactly the right time, because unlike what most people think, the cattle industry is not, get rich quick kind of thing. 35 years and I'm still not rich. But
yeah, well, you should try the Libya thing.
Yeah, we all have regular jobs. So whoever's available comes and AIs, and we're really willing to help each other. It's a really neat community of people.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, what can you tell? Can you give us like the 50-cent tour of the barn there and show us around?
I can. I'm sitting up on my old 69 Ford 5000. Again, we're a low budget operation. This is a second owner I bought about 15 years ago. Back in 1969, Ford made a heck of a product. Because this tractor has the hour meter finally just gave up. It had so many hours on it, but man, it starts every day. So yeah, let me step down off here and give you a tour, and we'll meet the ladies and meet the working chute and some other things.
All right, cool.
I'm going to turn this around because remember I had trouble getting the camera to turn around last time. So these are the young. This is the old girls. Now this one here, you may notice her limp a little bit. This is what we call a tromp shed. I don't know if you can hear the fan or not, but we have fans in here keeping them cool, keeping the flies off of them. And my oldest cow right there is 18 years old. We actually retired her last year from business. She had a 107-pound calf, and we decided, you know what, that's the last time. We're just going to let you live out your life in leisure. So, but she's got a little bit of limp, and that's what this is for. This is our working chute. We have a gate system. We have a gate system set up so that we can sort one out, bring the gates closed, put them in an aisleway, and bring them up through here. And I do that for safety because, you know, these cows, well, that cow right there weighs 2,000 pounds. She's our biggest cow, but most of these weigh, you know, anywhere from 1,800, 1,500, somewhere around there. There's a new heifer in here somewhere that's just 1,100, but that's a lot to mess with when you're trying to work with them. So we have a nice, safe working chute to work with them in. Most of these calves of ours have been shown before, and they've had halters on them, so we can just walk out there and put a halter on them and lead them in. But once in a while, they get old enough, they forget all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we fill this barn with 2 foot of straw in the spring when it comes calving time. And this is where they calve. If they have trouble, we can put them in the chute and pull a calf if we have to.
Yeah.
But they're just basically on what we call grass and mineral feed. A cow that's too fat won't calve easy. So we want them to just stay balanced, but not fat. It's hard enough on them to carry a calf, much less carry all that fat with it.
Yeah.
Outside are the fat steers. They're all laying out there in the mud, keeping the flies off of them. But their appointment is in August 24th. So they're enjoying their last days before they get some freezer time.
Yeah. Now, Doug, can you like hold the phone out there real close so I can get a good whiff of that good, clean country air?
You know, I hate to tell you this, and people laugh at me when I say this, but a cattle barn really doesn't smell bad. At least it doesn't smell bad to me. My son always said it smells like money, but I just, and he's right. It's just money going the other way.
Yeah.
But our deal is not really to raise, you know, fat cows or anything like that. Our thing is to raise show cattle. 35 years ago, I built a facility here, and the barn up front is what we call our show barn. Those calves, once they're weaned off, they come up every day and get rinsed in the morning and blown dry, put in a fan cage, and they stay in a fan cage at usually 55 to 60 degrees all summer long. We have misters on them all the time. I mean, it's a hard job to keep a show calf. But now that my kids are married and gone, we bring kids in that don't have an opportunity to show calves, that don't have a facility where they can keep calves, and give them a chance to take care of a calf and work with it and show it.
Yeah. Hey, Doug, we got a question from Troy Pritchard here. He says, just curious, what is the average age of a cow?
Well, they can live to 20, 22 years old. She's like my cow there that's 18. She was one of my daughter's show cow. We might have shipped her earlier, you know, in her life, but right now she's the sentimental favorite in the barn. But yeah, they can live up to 20 or 25, but they're really not productive at that point. And I hate even asking them to have a calf, because that's hard work carrying that calf for 9 months and having that calf. So
they carry him for 9 months too.
Yeah, well, we have what's called a gestation table, and actually it's a little longer than that. I shouldn't have said 9, but yeah, where we can count the day from the time they're bred till they should calve. And of course, you know how animals are. I mean, they may hit that 2 weeks early or 2 weeks late, but at least we know pretty close when to bring them in and get ready to start calving.
Yeah. Now, this is kind of a weird question, but do you always use the long glove thing, or do you ever just say, well, hey, we're just going to let these two have a little fun, put on maybe some Barry White or something, and
well, we have a bull that we share with a couple of guys. He's not here right now, but he comes in the third cycle. He's called the cleanup bull, and so they bring him in the first time, and we AI him, and then we wait 21 days, check for heat. If they come back in, we AI him again. But then if they come in the third time, we turn him in with the bull right away and let him clean up. That way we're productive enough that we go ahead and have a calf that year, and it's not too late. And some cows just don't take to artificial insemination. Don't know exactly what the physiology there is, but some cows just breed well with the bull, but not artificially. So,
yeah, well, yeah, I can see why they might want to just hold off for the third thing and get the party with the bull.
The real deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I noticed as you're panning that around, all your cows are black, right?
Yeah.
So do you have a problem with? I mean, they all look alike to me. So how do you know which one's which? I mean, do you have tags on them and stuff, or?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see some of the ear tags. The hair's grown down over them. They all have yellow ear tags on them with numbers on them.
Okay.
But no, I can tell them apart. They all have.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Somebody because you see them every day, you can probably walk out there and go, hey, that's number 42 or whatever,
Yeah, my grandpa taught me a long time ago that the most important thing in raising cattle is looking at your cattle every morning and every night and looking for any kind of a injury or a flaw in their step or just anything unusual about that cow. So you learn the makeup of that cow, and I can tell, if one takes a stumble or one does something different, you can tell that immediately, and we start working on them right away and try to make sure they're never in pain or have any problems. We're bringing the old cow up every day now, treating her foot where she's got like a stone bruise on the bottom of it. But I can tell them all apart. I'll be honest with you, the tags are the least of their ID. Every calf, and I can't show you this because I don't think one will hold still, but inside their ear is a tattoo. And that's for if cattle get stolen, and that happens a lot. If somebody steals a cow, you alert every local sale barn as to the tattoo numbers, and they're always checked when they check them in at the sale barn, and so they can find them if somebody takes them and tries to sell them in the sale barn.
Wow. So I didn't realize cattle rustling was still a thing.
Well, and now with this whole COVID thing and meat shortages coming this winter, there's a lot of people thinking they're going to fill their freezer by just stealing one out of your pasture.
Ah, okay. So you have like security cameras or anything to keep an eye on yours, or?
I'm just going to say yes.
Okay.
I'm not into detailing my security system.
I got you. Okay. Well, that's a good short answer then. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And how big a spread have you got there, Doug?
We're only on 7 acres here at the house. This is where we, keep these guys during breeding season, and we keep them during calving season. But we lease pasture, 25, 30 acre pastures to turn them out on the rest of the summer, fall, and then into the spring until it's time to start calving.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm really, I love cows. They're just so cool.
Yeah, we do too. I had a chance when the kids left. We could have sold out and, taken a normal ride down memory lane, and Wendy and I could have traveled and done some things. But The problem is we love cattle. She does too. And so this is a 365-day-a-year job. You're always here once you have cattle.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to leave that responsibility to somebody else.
Right.
This is our latest heifer right here. She now what's funny is you were talking about color. She had a brother last year who was grand champion, born and raised here in Hendricks County. Born right here in this barn actually, and he was smoke colored. He was kind of a yellow gray smoke color, and this is exactly the same mating. She's exactly the same mating as him, only she's pure black. So you never know what kind of genes, recessive genes, are hiding inside those females. And so they can come out any color they want. We just happen to be black right now. But that means that when she calves, if she's bred to a homozygous black bull, then she could have any color too. She could have a red calf. But yeah, it's interesting how the genetics work.
Yeah. Now, when the cows are out, out in the pasture or something, do you have like a call that you can call them and they'll come to you? Or
yeah, I honestly, they saw me coming to the barn, so they came in. But I thought that would have been a great way to start this segment if they weren't in here, because yeah, I do. My grandpa had a call. Everybody has a different call, but my grandpa had a call that I remember from years ago, and so that's the same call that I use, and I've taught my kids to use it, and now I'm teaching my grandson how to do it. He loves calling the cattle in because they come running, and it's just like training a dog or anything else. You got to have something for them, a treat or something for them when you call them, and then once they hear that sound, here they come.
Okay, now are we going to get to hear the sound, or are you going to get to do
Probably not. Seeing how they're all standing right here looking at me, because if I do it now, then more than likely they'll just start bawling, because they'll be like, okay, we're here, you're calling, where's the food?
Yeah, I got you. Okay, well, we don't want to get them all confused or anything, but yeah, I would like to hear that call one day. Well, man, this is awesome. I love, I didn't grow up on a farm, but I worked on farms a lot when, baling hay and doing this and that. And and of course, where I lived out there, Doug, my parents, they bought that property, and it basically was just the corner of Andy Durbin's field. And, we notched out a little corner, and we had all of Durbin's cattle and hogs and stuff around us. And then Jack Johnson was on the other side. So we always had cows around. You hit the baseball over the fence, you'd have to go out and hope the ball wasn't out there when you go get the baseball. But yeah, a lot of fun times back then.
Yeah, it's it's just something that gets in your blood. And like I say, it started with my grandparents and my uncles, and they brought me up like that. And when it was time for my kids to get in 4-H, there weren't going to be rabbits and chickens at my house. So that's when we moved to this location, and started building barns and making magic, because we started with 2 cows, and we raised all of these cows. Every one of these cows you see in here, we raised, and studied the genetics with my kids, and they were such a big part of things. And now they're having children, and we all can't wait for them to get up to showing age.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'm just about out of time, Doug. My timer went off, and you know what that means. I have to get to work. So, but I really appreciate you doing the farm report there. You're going to be forever known now, not only as my good friend, but my roving reporter out the fields. Thank you so much for showing around your barn and teaching some of these dadgum city folk what it's like. I know
Well,
I learned a lot. I didn't realize all the cabin stuff was all so. I mean, I guess I should have known it because everything else is. But yeah,
well,
that's great.
next time I AI one, Dave, we can do a live report. And
There we
I'll
go.
have somebody come out and hold the camera for me, and we'll show them what that glove's used for.
Yeah, that'd make a great show, I'm sure. So, yeah, that'll boost ratings, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. We probably get some more followers now.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, of course, Facebook might ban it. They might say it's, the way they are. But all right. Well, anyway, thank you so much, Doug, for your live report this morning. And we're gonna wrap this. Well, we can just sign out together here. We'll let's just let me get my yeah. There's my outro. Okay, so thanks everybody for tuning in this morning. And this is Dave and Doug signing out.
Have a good week, people.